Mirrors are tricky things. They show you what's there, and sometimes what isn't. This is the tale of a man who stared too long into the fog and found a shadow staring back. I am the Watcher. I see what you cannot. You're in Tales of the Watcher, where fates are glimpsed, not told, and every step you take is seen by eyes you'll never meet. The air hums with secrets, daring you to listen. Stick around, subscribe for the journey, and in today's story, picture a frigid winter night, the kind that makes your bones ache. Rain lashes against the warped windows of an old house, tucked away at the end of a forgotten street. The sound is relentless, like fingers drumming on a wooden coffin. Inside, the air is thick, steeped in the damp scent of rotting wood and moldy old curtains. The lights, yellowed bulbs dangling from exposed wires, flicker hesitantly, casting shadows that dance in the corners. The silence between the creaks of the floorboards is almost tangible, as if the house were holding its breath. Meet Lucas, 32 years old, an ordinary guy carrying the weight of a monotonous life on his shoulders. He's a delivery driver, the kind of person who knows every curve of the road but never looks to the horizon. Tonight he's exhausted. His shift was long, the traffic hellish, and his eyes are red from staring into headlights through the rain. Lucas inherited this house from an uncle he barely knew, a place he plans to empty out and sell fast. He doesn't believe in ghosts, but there's something in the way he grips his keys that betrays a faint unease, as if he senses the day holds, a warning he can't yet read. Lucas steps inside with a flashlight and a toolbox, the beam slicing through the gloom. He climbs to the attic, the stairs groaning under his boots, and as he descends, he stops in front of a mirror in the hallway. It's an imposing piece, tall, with a cracked golden frame, the glass fogged as if it's borne 1,000 ancient breaths. He wipes it with his hand, but the mist doesn't clear. For a moment, he sees something, a blurred shape, an indistinct silhouette behind him. His heart jolts. He spins around, the flashlight sweeping an empty hall. Nothing but the echo of rain against the roof. Imagination, he mutters, but his voice wavers in the stillness. Lucas laughed at his own scare, a weak sound against the house's weight. He didn't know the Watcher was already counting the minutes. Later, sorting through old papers in the attic, Lucas casts a casual glance at the mirror in the hall. Below, he descends, drawn by a curiosity he can't explain. This time, the reflection is stranger. It's not just a shape. There's a faint glow, like headlights cutting through fog, and something that looks like twisted metal, maybe a crumpled hood. He blinks, and it's gone, leaving only his pale face in the clouded glass. His chest tightens, not fear yet, but a chill creeping up his spine. Old houses play tricks, he says aloud, as if needing to hear it to believe it. Lucas tries to stay busy. He grabs his phone, checks the time, 11:47 p.m., and decides he's spent too long here, but doubt has taken root. As he tosses tools into his backpack, he hears a low rumble, a sound that could be the wind or something more. Tires on the road, perhaps. He steps to the window, the glass cold against his fingers. Outside, nothing but darkness and rain. Yet, the sound lingers, distant and persistent. His hands tremble as he picks up his car keys and he mutters, "Time to go." Still, his feet hesitate in the hallway, his eyes drifting back to the mirror as if it's calling him. As he locks the front door, his phone rings, slicing through the silence like a blade. It's John, a co-worker. "Lucas, you still on the road? Be careful tonight. I heard Route 17's a mess with this rain." Lucas forces a dry laugh. "Relax, I can handle it." He hangs up, but John's words swirl in his head, mingling with that odd reflection. He glances at his car parked outside, the hood gleaming under the rain. For a split second, he swears he sees smoke rising from it, but it's just the streetlight, bouncing off the water. He takes a deep breath, the icy air burning his lungs. Instinct whispers before it screams. Lucas heard the whisper, but resisted the scream. I knew what came next. Back in the hallway, Lucas faces the mirror with a mix of anger and dread. He switches on his flashlight and aims it at the glass, as if he could force the truth to show itself. The fog shifts, slow as smoke, and he sees it again. A car flipped over, windshield shattered, smoke curling upward, a red flash of emergency lights. It's not clear, but enough to turn his stomach. He touches the glass, his fingers leaving streaks in the dampness, and the image ripples like a disturbed pond before fading. "This isn't real," he says, but his voice is feeble, swallowed by the house's creaks. Now the signs are everywhere, creeping in like shadows. The rain grows louder, blending with a hiss that sounds like metal scraping asphalt. A curtain sways in the living room, though the windows are shut tight. Lucas hears faint footsteps upstairs, 1, 2, 3, and races up only to find the attic empty, the air still. Back downstairs, the clock on the wall, silent for hours, starts ticking, slow and deliberate like a pulse. He rubs his eyes, trying to rationalize. It's just exhaustion, that's all. But the weight in his chest tells a different story. Lucas grabs his coat and keys, his heart pounding too fast. He's set on leaving, on abandoning this house and its tricks. But as he opens the door, a gust of frigid wind slams something against him, a soaked newspaper page plastered to his chest. He peels it off with shaky fingers. The headline, half torn, reads, "Accident on Route 17 claims." The rest is blurred by water. He looks at the mirror one last time. The reflection is just him now, but his eyes seem sunken, as if they already carry the burden of something inevitable. He tosses the keys onto the table. "Not tonight," he mutters, slamming the door shut. Fear froze him in place, a statue carved from doubt. Then understanding came, like a headlight piercing the fog. But every escape leaves a shadow behind. Lucas collapses onto the couch, muscles tense, staring at the cracked ceiling. The rain outside turns fiercer, the wind howling like a lament. Minutes drag on, 5, 10, until his phone buzzes with a notification. He grabs it with cold hands. A local news alert. Fatal accident on Route 17 15 minutes ago. Delivery car collides with truck in heavy rain. No survivors. The air vanishes from his lungs. That was his usual route, the one he'd planned to take tonight. He leaps up and races to the mirror, fists clenched. "What are you? What do you want?" he shouts, his voice echoing through the empty house. The reflection shifts. Now it's him, but different. His eyes are hollow, his skin too pale, like a version of Lucas who didn't make it back from the road. He stumbles backward, tripping over a chair, his heart in his throat. The clock's ticking grows louder, almost mocking. The phone rings, again cutting the silence. It's John, his voice shaky. "Lucas, you okay? I swear I just saw you on the road, speeding past me like a madman." Lucas freezes. He hasn't left the house. His car's still outside, untouched. "That wasn't me," he whispers. But John's already hung up. He stares at the mirror, the fogged glass now blank. Who or what took the road in his place? Lucas dodged fate that cold night. But the mirror didn't stop watching. And me? I never stopped seeing. He spends the night in the house, unable to close his eyes. The mirror stays covered with an old cloth from the attic. But the ticking doesn't. Quiet. By morning, the rain stops, and grey light seeps through the dusty windows. Lucas gathers his things, the torn newspaper stuffed into his coat pocket. He resolves never to return. This house isn't his, never was. But as he locks the door, he feels a weight, like something watching from the shadows. Walking to the bus stop on foot, Lucas glances back. The house looks smaller in daylight, but its windows glint like eyes in the rising mist. He knows he escaped something. An accident. An end. But doubt lingers. Who sent the warning? And why? He grips the newspaper in his pocket, the words Route 17 etched in his mind like a scar. I saw it all, Lucas. Every turn you didn't take, every shadow that took your place. The next warning's already written, and I'll be there to tell it. But who held the mirror that night? Who blew the wind that brought the paper? Who drove through the rain while Lucas stayed behind? Have you looked deep enough into the dark to know? Some answers don't come with daylight. They wait in the shadows, where I always am. This is Tales of the Watcher, where shadows tell what eyes can't see, until the next shadow you don't notice.